Come on with it. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there. Come on with it. Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere.
I let the beat keep breathing while I spit life to you heathens. You in the wrong place, to be real, reasons. I usually don't spit corny styles like that cause I'm too seasoned. How you sending links, don't give a what you think. Rapping if it's beef, I hit a brain head to make a lot of blink. Now think, wouldn't you rather keep it music than to lose it all cause of music? I'm sure that's not how Bambaataa wanted us to use it. Now move it before I lose it. And ours, like lifers in a long haul, bar. My life rocking mics, I raised the bar. Phased them, dazed them, and blazed them all. Scar,
Come on with it. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there. Come on with it.
Cause you know what we got to do.
Come on with it. Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
word up.
Come on with it. Crazy. Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere.
Real cinema, the features are top.
It's the 2K Sports Pre.
It's game time in Oakland as the crowds at Oracle Arena look to cheer on the hometown Warriors. Well, it was the Golden State Warriors winning their last game against the Wizards in Washington. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Oklahoma City right now, the rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Roberson is out there with Russell Westbrook, and it's Morrow in at the 3 spot.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
Here's Curry after Oklahoma City gets the 3. And the shot is good.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Here's Morrow coming off a stellar performance against Orlando.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Curry kicks to Green. Outside for Curry. Misses the 3. Thunder have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Ibaka, the pass to Roberson. Adams dishes to Roberson. The kick out to Westbrook. Here's Morrow, guarded by Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the Thunder, another 3.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%, can't do better than that.
We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Nobody near Barnes. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. The 3 from Morrow. The Warriors pull it in. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for 3s and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
And first time of the game called for Oklahoma.
I tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
There's the feed to Green. Now the dish to Spates. The 3 from Barnes. And Roberson pulls it down.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Singler for 3. They get the rebound.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that. I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight. And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in
a zone.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Warriors shooting their first foul shot of the night. And the technical free throw is good.
Festus Ezeli. Sean Livingston.
11 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Curry, wide open, finds himself wide open and drills it.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Singler for three. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Thunder out in front, leading by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, he told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And what stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Kyle Singler is out there with Nick Collison. Then there's Dion Waiters. Then there's DJ Augustine. And it's Cantor in at the 5 down low. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Ezeli.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points. And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
And here's Bogut after Dion Waiters getting his 3 to go.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. And the Warriors decide to take their first timeout here.
And you know what? I think he has to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
And the Warriors with some changes. Draymond Green comes in for Barnes. And it's Klay Thompson in for Sean Livingston. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Enes Kanter. Morrow comes in for Nick Collison. Roberson, he's checked in for Waiters. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine. Singler, no good.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Thompson kicks to Barbosa. Back to Thompson. Fades back. Offensive rebound. And the rejection by Ibaka. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Here's Barbosa. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Thompson with the bucket.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
The Thunder leading by 7. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
And here is Green, following Kyle Singler's 3. Barbosa passes to Green. He feeds it to Ezeli. Clock at 6. And Thompson kicks to Ezeli. And the layup falls. Ezeli's got his second basket of the night.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Leandro Barbosa. Warriors trail by 8. Green dishes to Spates. Misses from short range.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took. You know, talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Singler passes to Morrow. The 3. That's good. Morrow's got the lead back up to 10 now for the Thunder.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
And the shot is good.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
The drive by Green, Thompson, and he banks in the layup. Thompson's got 13 points.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Thunder lead by 6. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Guys, I'm here with
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
They need to turn up the defense intensity. They let the game get taken out. Coming out in the second half, they got to play with a chip on their shoulder, Ernie. You know, don't get pushed around on D. It's payback time.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side. You look at Kyle Singler. What a contribution.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Curry in at the point. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Now here's Westbrook. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. Morrow, no good.
And guys, as remarkable as Steph Curry's offensive game is, I think what's underrated is how he competes on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, not the strongest nor most explosive player, but he continues with activity and plays with tremendous effort.
Time call here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And speaking of Curry's activity defensively, he's certainly got a nose for the ball.
Yeah, he does a nice job at his size rebounding as a guard, and he keeps his hands active in the passing lanes, and he's usually near the tops in the league in steals.
Singler, he's checked in for Steven Adams.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Green with a screen on Westbrook. Over in the corner, Barnes. They get it back. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Bogut.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
And the basket by Morrow.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Well, when you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Thompson. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Curry can't get it to go.
And for Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you the other thing. Allen Iverson, I always felt, was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor.
Now Barnes. Following the miss by Kyle Singler from deep. Thompson with the bucket. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them.
Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. The Thunder leading by 10. Singler outside. Jacks up a three, and the shot is good. Singler's got 9 points now in just the second half.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Now the pass to Morrow, and stolen by Spates. Curry kicks to Spates. A clear look for Curry. Another miss by Curry.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Westbrook drives in. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Nice shot by Singler.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Singler for three. No luck. Great D that time from Green. No one near him. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Singler with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Three-pointer. And Kyle Singler gets the three. Singler's got 15 points in just the second half.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And then in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
8 seconds left in the third. Ibaka, the pass to Singler. Fades and shoots. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 16. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Oklahoma City leading by 16. So the Thunder 5 right now. Inside, you've got Ibaka and Kanter. Russell Westbrook out there with Andre Robertson. And it's Morrow in at the small forward position. Here is Livingston. stolen by Westbrook. And Ibaka kicks to Morrow. Three-pointer. And the Thunder another. Three. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Thunder.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. After the missed three from Klay Thompson. From deep. Kept alive. Cantor dishes to Ibaka. Cantor, the pass to Morrow. Off target from outside.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Draymond Green comes in for Festus Ezeli. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Sean Livingston. Then for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Waiters comes in for Roberson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
And something that's been whispered about around the NBA is expansion. We know there are some markets that want desperately to have an NBA team. The NBA might not be at 30 teams for the foreseeable future.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. There are markets in the U.S. that want an NBA team. Seattle, which has been a great NBA friend, has been trying to get a team back since the Sonics left for Oklahoma City.
Clearly, Seattle's the lead name domestically. The NBA has also talked about adding a European division. A lot of different options for expansion. Don't think any will be acted on anytime soon.
Here's Curry. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
So it's the Warriors now after Oklahoma City gets the three.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Singler for three. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Curry kicks to Barnes. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 6th assist on the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Singler for 3. Good. Singler's got 18 points now here in the second half.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Green. Thompson dishes to Bogut. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Oklahoma City.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players. Everything was spot on.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight we'll make it 46.
And tonight they took the time they needed, made the plays they had to when they had to, and that's why they're going up 1-0 in their 3-game season series against the Warriors.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Singlet. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. James Michael McAdoo comes in for Green. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Kyle Singlet. Allison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And the officials are calling a technical foul here. You don't see this too often, but they tried to call for a timeout when they had none left.
And really a complete lack of awareness right there. Remember last year in the playoffs, Coach Dave Blatt almost did that and could have cost the Cavs a series. Seemed to have no idea they were out of timeouts.
A good point, Greg. It is. He just lost focus completely. Didn't have his head in the game at all at that moment. Now here is Barbosa. And McAdoo kicks to Thompson. That's good.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for them.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Livingston passes to McAdoo. Morrow with the rebound. From outside the arc, off target. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan player of the game. He came out of the locker room at halftime and was immediately on fire. That third quarter was his, and he did not hesitate to exert his will. Shaq, what'd you like about his game?
I don't know what got into him tonight. Whew. He caught the scoring bug and was just pouring it in the paint. That's the kind of offense he's capable of delivering when he sets his mind to it.
A remarkable 27 points from three-point land for him. With that kind of long-range shooting, easy to understand why they came out on top. When a team has a single player accounting for 9 three-pointers, that usually makes for a successful night.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.